Hello and welcome back. Now, if you remember, this black Jaguar XF was the subject of a small altercation with a taxi back in April on a very wet and rainy evening. And if you haven't seen the video and the aftermath, then I'll put a link in the description somewhere up here, and go back and check that and where we are with this and why we've got to where we are. Because if you watch my videos and you've been watching stuff on the Jag and the Capri, the cars that I've been doing over the summer, you'll notice that this thing has been lurking in the background pretty much all the time. And what this is a bonnet and a front bumper for the XF. And I bought it fairly early on after I damaged this. Fairly simple transaction. It was off of eBay, off of a parts reclamation site for Jaguar. It's the right colour, it's the right model year, and it's black, so you know, at the end of the day there might be a tiny shade difference, but I'm not too worried because we can always get around that if necessary. I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference, but we'll see. But today's task is basically to fit this to that. Now, why have I got to change the bonnet? Because on, you know, first glance it doesn't actually look that bad, but what has actually happened is this edge here, this corner, that has been pushed right in. There's a crease all the way along the nose, and then on the left hand side, as you look at it, right hand side of the car, this has also bent in as well. So this is, I mean, is it repairable? Probably by a good body shop guy, maybe. I don't know. Is it double skinned? I don't really know. But how much would it cost to repair it? More than 250 quid, which is what it costs for a new bonnet or a replacement bonnet. So yeah, I'm going to have to do it. It's got to be done. And then when we're talking about the actual bumper itself, the main damage is basically the grille, which is this part and the chrome surround, or the plasticky chrome pseudo surround. There is a slight crack here, but I actually might get away with not changing this bumper at all, which means I haven't got to take all the sensors out and everything, because I think I can possibly repair that. It really depends how everything fits back together, because there's a bit of a, just on this light here, there's a little bit of a bulge out, but it might be where it's just been pushed in. It really depends what I find at the back and behind. Other than that, there's not really much damage. The grille I've got, however, is a silver grille, which isn't quite correct for this car because this is a premium luxury car, and I think it probably had the black grille from new, but I've got a silver one. It's going to change the look, but for now I just want it back on the road so I can use it. Now, I've got gas struts, of course, and so that's not too big a problem. We can take those off and prop the whole thing up with a piece of wood. And on the face of it, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at a nut there, possibly something at the back there, but leave the hinge intact. I don't really know how this is going to work out, if I'm honest, because I've never done one. Clearly, if I can undo as little things as possible and leave the hinge intact and not have to mess around with it, that would be a good thing. And same on the other side, of course, or identical on the other side, of course, the left and right hand. But yeah, same sort of thing. So maybe I only need to do this one here, and leave that one in the middle there, because that may be just part of this plate rather than bolt to the bonnet itself. But if I look on the new bonnet, then we can see what has actually been took off. I'm not even sure the hinges might even be included, I'm not sure. But let's get the new bonnet unwrapped, see where we go. It's always a bit of a risk buying something online. My friend has just arrived, because obviously I couldn't see it up close. But basically it looks pretty decent. It actually probably better than the one I've actually taken off in terms of scratches and stone chips. I mean, it's got the regular stone chips. Mine's done 160,000 miles, and it's got stone chips and scratches, and this is no different. So hopefully, once I get it all apart, it will buff up really well. Right, okay, so it's good news. All we have on each corner is 2 studs on one side, 2 studs on the other side, and hopefully we haven't got to mess around with the hinge. strips off the gas struts. You've got hold of the bonnet?
Yeah, I've got the bonnet.
We've got it propped.
That's propped.
Not going to drop off, is it? Now I don't know whether to take.
I'm going to stay here. Take the back one right off.
Yeah.
Right. The front one wants bringing down so that we can turn them by hand.
I don't know. Well, it might. Is it going to?
I don't know. I'm here, so I don't care.
You hold that bit.
Yeah, I'm holding here. Take that so that you can.
Got a bit of cloth. Let me put a bit of rag under there so it don't.
Yeah. For starters, and you want 2 bits of cloth, one for each side.
Yeah. Right.
Like that. So
no, that's not going to do any damage now.
A few turns, and then
the front one.
Yeah, the front one. Put that on a few turns just so that we can. That'll do. So that'll hold it.
But we've got to get our. Right, they're both loose.
Right.
And it looks like that hinge is going to stay intact unless I undo that bolt there. So that is good. So in theory,
we should just lift this
actually, off. Yeah. So we're resting where the cloth is.
Yeah.
We're resting on the bottom of the A pillar.
Yeah.
The windscreen pillar.
Yeah.
On both sides on the cloth, so that won't damage the paint. So all I've got to do, if you hold the front edge, it's actually resting on that now.
Right.
So all I've got to do is undo the hinge like that.
Yeah. Right. Come on and do the other one then. Right, hold on then. Have you got that?
Yep, I've got it.
What's the plan? Forward?
Forwards.
And then on the grass?
Yep.
Up. Oh God.
Light as a feather.
Good, isn't it? When the marshal got killed at Grille 3 years ago, they were still. Okay. Yep. They were still.
Right. Where's the stick gone?
Right. Never mind the stick. You hold. Yeah. Get one nut on there for starters.
You got it?
Yeah. Got this.
Well, that was pretty straightforward. So, literally 2 studs either side onto the hinge. We haven't had to dismantle the hinge at all, which is good news. I believe if they blow, you have to change them. In other words, if the airbag pops them. But we're back on, and I've used, well, I say the witness marks of what was there before, but no, it's not. That's not really going to be good enough, I don't think. So we got the struts on. It's holding itself up. And if I drop the bonnet, bring it down, it will lock, and this is what we got to look for. We got to look for this line here and here. Ignore this, because this is pushed in. As you can tell, that's pushed in a fair old amount. You can actually see now the amount of damage that's actually happened to this this bumper itself. That's gone right in under there. This is where it should be, out here somewhere, because actually these two line up pretty well, and we've got a fairly uniform gap. Slight gap there, maybe that could be improved a bit. We've got a fairly uniform gap down the side. Same on this side, maybe we can go back a touch. Quite a uniform gap here. And we've got about the same here as well, so I think it can probably go this way a touch. I reckon that's what we've got to do. It's square, that's for sure. It's square in the hole, it just got to go back a touch. I think it's a good idea just to release the struts a touch because you're just fighting against the pressure of the strut. Let's try that. So now it's gone back a bit too far and it's catching on the edges at the back here, right with the windscreen pillar. So I've got to bring it forward a touch. Shuts nice. That's good there. That's good there. That's good there. And that's good in there. I have to say, people that think these are badly built, that was way easier than I was expecting. I was expecting to be here a couple of hours, jigger in, poker in, backwards and forwards. Oh, it's not enough. Oh, it's too much. Oh, it's this, it's that, it's everything else. We know that the wings haven't moved. The wings are the datum. The hinges are good. They're your next datum. We can see now how badly pushed back this. Let me show you. If you see the leading edge of the bonnet here, and that's where the bumper is, that's how far it's gone back in. So maybe I do need a new bumper. Same with this. You can see the leading edge of the bonnet where my finger is, and you can see the bumper there. It's gone back, what, half centimetre, something like that. Everything else exactly as it should be. That's looking good. That line is good. This gap is good. Same here. That lines up nice with that wing. That's not moved. That's all good. That gap is good there. Nice clearance at the back. That corner there, that lines up with the pillar. Well, I thought that was going to be way harder than it actually is. Good job. Okay, well, we have a slight issue now. It all seems to shut. Everything shuts nice and tidy as I've shown you. But I've got a bonnet open warning on the dashboard, and if that warning is live on the dashboard, it will not lock. The central locking won't work on the car because it thinks that something's open. Same with the doors, same with the boot. Now I believe that the bonnet sensor is down here somewhere, and when I shut the lid, the approved way of closing the bonnet on this is to drop it from about a foot so that it slams shut. So it's no good just sort of like latching it in and then sort of pushing down on the nose, and perhaps you wouldn't want to do that anyway, because the bonnet, I found out, which I did not know, was aluminium, so it's very, very light and therefore easy to dent. So maybe that is another reason why it's an approved method to drop the bonnet to shut it. But I've done that a few times and the sensor light does not go out, so I still get the bonnet open warning on the dashboard. But the next job is to take the bumper off. The sensor is here, and as I'm taking the bumper off, I'll be able to see it. So let's have a go at getting the bumper off and see where we go from there. I think I've got to jack it up because I've got to take the skirt off underneath the nose tray, the under tray, and the skirt around the wheel arches and all of that. That's all got to come out because it basically is all bolted to the front of the car like that. All plastic, so yeah. I sort of want to use this old bumper again, but it depends on what's broken behind when I get it off. So let's see how we get on. Right, so I'm going to go with what I see. Now at the moment what I see is two 8mm screws here. Down the back here we've got a couple of slots with two 8mm screws with huge penny washers on. Don't know if I have to take the lights out. I've got the other bumper over there on the grass. I'm just going to go and look at that quickly to see if I need to take the lights out. I don't think I do. They've got to come out anyway because I've got to repair them. But basically take these two 8mm out here. And this is the easy bit, of course, because everything else is underneath. And actually when you look at this at the back here, the reason this, you can actually see the reason why this is so far back in is because it's pushed right back on the stud, and there's a great big slot there. So hopefully nothing's broken, it's just moved in the slot. I've also got one of those nasty horrible plastic screws and an insert, which I absolutely loathe. And that's the top bit free. That's it. There's nothing more you can do at the top. We've now got to go into the wheel arches, both sides, the under tray as well, and the whole thing should then unscrew and come straight off. Okay, well I've got the car jacked up. We've got 3 on each wheel arch in front of the front wheel. We've got 2 for the under tray. which connects to the under tray which goes under the engine, and then I've got 2 more coming from the back of there. I'll show you them in a minute when I get underneath. They also need to be taken off, and also I believe there is a bolt somewhere here. So if you have a look at the back of this bumper here, we've got the 2 that go on the under tray for the engine, that's these 2 slots here, and then we've got one here which comes from the back of the other under tray onto there, and then we've got this one at the top on each corner. And I don't know how you get to that. Presumably when you take off these 3 from the wheel arch and peel the wheel arch cover back, you can get to this one, but I don't know that yet. So yeah, there is a bolt right up there somewhere, just there where my finger is now, right on the corner of this bumper edge here where it meets the wing. It's a 10mm and it's awkward to get at. Actually, it's easier to put the socket on first and then put your ratchet on afterwards. Excuse my head if I get in the way. It's up there somewhere, I'm sure it is. There it is there. And there is always one. There's an extra side fastening which I think fastens to back of effectively what that one up in the corner, that one up there, I think what that one was fastening to. There's a side one which faces inboard, so it's very tricky to get at. But luckily so far this side is not seized or rusted, so I think I'm getting there. Excuse fingers, it's not something I can film really. I'll show you on the replacement bumper where that is in a second. It's coming out now, there we go. Similar bolt to what we had before. So that's that. Same on the other side. Let's get rid of that one. Right. Done? Yeah, let's have a go. Right, let's just pull that one down. Yay. Just like that.
Just like that. That's how it falls down.
Okay, so washer pipe for the headlights. Warning lights. Right, what else is? That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Right, we've had a bit of a deliberation over where we're at and what we've got. Now, first off, the easy part, that is wrecked. So I'm going to fit the new grille. That's easy. New surround, new grille. It's all broken and busted. That's not going back on. Secondly, we've got a crack here and it's quite stiff. In other words, it won't come back easily back to where it should fit at the moment. So that is not good, but I knew it was there already. Good thing, there's nothing missing, there's no bits gone. All right, so that's possibly repairable. On both sides here, we've got a little bracket which holds this part here. It's like a separate molded piece. That's broken, so that clearly holds you've got the bolt at the top and you've got the side piece here, but this clearly holds the bumper in at that point there, so that needs some repair on there. Same on the other side, exactly the same. This piece here, that's also broken. Everything else on here is pretty much savable. The actual front of it is not damaged, it's not scratched, it's not, as in the accident didn't scratch it, it's got, you know, age related marks, stone chips, scratches, what have you, and that is all okay. But the problem with the new one, we have a multi-plug which has got wires in every hole, but on this multi-plug we've only got wires in one side of it, and that is because this bumper has not got any park sensors. So that is not usable on my car, or it may be usable on my car, but I won't have any park sensors. And if I have no park sensors plugged into the park sensor sockets, as in that multi-plug over the far side, am I going to get a load of warning lights saying park sensors not connected? Because I haven't got to change this, and I think I can repair that broken part there, I think I can live with it, and I think I can not run the risk of park sensor faults. But the other problem I've got is my crash bar. It's taken a little bit of energy. It's bent in at the top. It's actually split it there, and this piece here, it's all bent pushed in. Now the other side's a bit of rust. I think partly this is a bit thin because it's rusty as well, but where I've had the impact, it's pushed this in and it's pushed the crash bar in. I've got a bracket here, which is what the headlight fixes to. That's all broken. I've got to repair all of that, and I've got to straighten that. The one on the other side, again, got to straighten that. Now what I'm going to do with the crash bar is I'm going to see if I can get a second hand one, because it's literally 4 bolts each side, and that unscrews and screw a new one in. It's not doing anything else except acting as a crash bar, and it's done its job, which is good. It's protected the radiator. Here is your bonnet sensor. There's your bonnet catch, there's your bonnet sensor, but the good news is it's not a sensor, it's a switch. There's a little micro switch. You can hear that clicking. I might have a wind noise on that, so you probably didn't hear it. I'll try again. That is a micro switch in there with a really ornate looking spring lever type thing on the top to make it work, and that's what your latch pushes on when your bonnet is closed. Now it's got a plastic body, which means it was clipped up inside here and one side of it popped out, which is probably when I put the new bonnet on. What happened was the little loop which probably pushed that down too far and pushed the switch out of its position. So I've got to put that back in and hope that it still stays. But there's your bonnet catch and your bonnet sensor. So if you've got the problem on your dashboard, then that's what you've got to look for. You've got all the little clips clipped in, all the cables and everything. The ones underneath, under there, see if you can see them. A couple of blank cables there underneath, somewhere here, just here, look, those ones there, a couple of blank cables underneath. I don't know what they connect into, something extra I suppose. More stuff to go wrong. Anyway, that's a good job done. Maybe some useful information in there for you guys that maybe have got a similar problem. Pretty certain I'm going to repair the bumper I've got, because I need to have my parking sensors. That other bumper that I bought is actually not going to work. I can only use the grille from it. So yeah, this is where I'm at. So if anybody's in the market for a bumper for an XF without parking sensors, black one, then I've got one. No centre grille, mind. If you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel. It costs you absolutely nothing, and every subscriber I get gives me more visibility out there, gets the channel growing, gets people seeing what we're doing. And I had a really good comment a few days ago about something to do with the Capri that I was working on, and basically said, a really good video, you know, I'm learning lots from what you're doing, and that is my whole point of doing the whole YouTube thing. So if anybody's watching my channel, got an XF, they want to know where the bonnet sensor is because they've got a fault, you know now where it is. And you know, that's my whole ethos with YouTube. If I can help you, then I'm happy, I'm doing the job. If you like the video, stick a like on the like button, and if you want to comment, then please do. And if you want a bumper for an XF, black one, 2012, then give us a shout. Take care, and bye for now.